Thanks, Lenny. Investment group Pallinghurst start with results this morning showing a loss per share of 0.3 US cents for the 6 months to June. That's from 11.4 cents a year ago. The group's net gain on investments and income from its operations shrank to just over $1 million from 28 last year. Joining me with more is Arne Frandsen. He's the CEO of Pallinghurst. Of course, Arne, we're just looking at the rand there, just below 7 rand, and that really does affect your numbers, because if you translated this from dollars back into rands, you were telling me off air, it would have actually been positive.
Correct. I mean, it's the game always between the rand and the dollar, and any commodity company is exposed to that. We have decided on to look at it in the rand terms. Our share price is quoted in rand, so anyone wanting to do ratios will do it in rands. Obviously, right now that's in favor of us, so it shows a modest increase.
Just looking at the results, and you talk there about the 4 investment platforms and how those have developed over the past period. And of course, you have exposure to platinum, to steel ingredients, or the components that go into steel, also to luxury goods. How have you experienced those over the last period? Because we have been slowly coming out of this recession, but everything is still looking a little bit murky.
I think the crystal ball is murky, as you're saying. I don't think anyone is really calling it consistently. We see in the demand for our products, I think we are seeing that we have turned a corner. We see platinum, as we just heard before, trading close to high levels compared to where we have been, at least in the last 12 months. And I think on steel feed, we see demand coming out, especially from China, that really supports kind of a more bullish approach. But again, we have not changed our view. We remain extremely conservative in our funding structure. We have no debt, and we are taking on our projects and taking them forward by equity.
How tied are your fortunes to the fortunes of China? Because as you talked about steel demand coming through from China, also platinum demand for China as the car market there booms, and also luxury goods. I know lots of luxury goods companies like Richemont are really looking to China for future growth. Do you see yourself tied to China?
I respect China, and I think China is a great opportunity, but I think it would be too narrow to say that you're only focused on China. China is obviously the one that drives the car at this point in time, that provides the engine. Half of the world's steel is consumed in China, with China having to install catalysts in their cars. Yes, platinum will be driven to a large extent by China, but don't underestimate markets like India and the good old US economy. Once it turns around, is a mighty force. So I don't think one should be single-minded on China.
Perhaps going through the operations, platinum, of course, your strategy is building your portfolio of PGM investments, so you do become a significant producer in this field. Of course, your African Queen strategy also depends really on your outlook for platinum, the supply and demand factors. How are you positioning yourself to benefit from those?
I think we position ourselves, again, from the conservative approach that whatever the market will do, that we will be profitable. We sort assets where there will be low cost in extracting them, and where we benefit from a long life. So if you have low cost, long life, and you don't apply debt, then you normally have if you're a green grocer, you will have a profit, and that's really the approach that we have taken. Mm-hmm. So it's a conservative approach.
And of course, really focused on the Pallinghurst platinum mining project. How is that coming along at this stage?
Well, it's starting up. A platinum mine is not like cutting cheese or spreading butter. It is a complex operation, and that's the reason why it trades as high as it does, as a premium to gold. But it is really coming along. We are seeing a corner being turned now, and the production is targeted to reach 250,000 ounces level next year.
You did have some slight funding problems during the financial crisis, and you had to get funding from other avenues. Is the funding now in place to bring this project on stream?
I don't think we had problems with what we had. We decided we did not want to take on any debt, so we only opened the equity door. And we there had 2 sovereigns, APG and Temasek, coming in and committed more than $500 million to South Africa and our assets. So yeah, we are fully funded, fully equity funded, no debt, and I guess a rather conservative outfit.
And the Steel Feed Corporation and the CP joint venture, and of course this also has a new order of mining rights that's in the south of the Kalahari manganese field. How's this project progressing?
Well, that has been one of the great success stories of Pallinghurst. I think in value terms it has increased 20-fold over a relatively short period of time of 4 years. And we are sitting now on a deposit I think internationally is recognized as being maybe the world's largest, as most exciting unmined manganese project. And again, you cannot produce steel without manganese. So no steel in China unless you use manganese.
Are investors seeing the value in these projects that you have? Because of course, you probably fall off the radar of some of the big institutional fund managers. How about the smaller investor? What's the investment case for them? Are they coming to the party?
We have always said that this is like the blue train from Pretoria to Cape Town, and we're stopping over in Kimberley at this point in time. We said we will invest in the first 5 years. The following 5 years will be harvesting time. We've done 3 years until date. We've got 4 very solid platforms, and I'm very excited about the prospects of all 4 of them.
You're hoping that the blue train doesn't come off the tracks somewhere between Kimberley and Cape Town?
Shall not.
Arne, we have to leave you there. Thank you very much for coming in today.